Hello everyone. The title of this video is The 4 Ways to Learn How to Speak Up in Relationships. Per divorce statistic, lack of communication is the top contributor to divorce. We all know that communication in relationship can be challenging and difficult, especially when both are not seeing eye to eye on things. We just cannot have one person expressing themselves verbally, but shutting down the other person by not allowing them to express themselves in the same manner. For example, a person who has repeatedly have negative experience when advocating for themselves, they are less likely to speak up. Therefore, creating a safe environment for that person to feel comfortable to speak up is essential. Another example is to follow these guidelines before you speak up by asking yourself, when do I need to speak up? Am I avoiding any conversations? If so, why am I avoiding the conversations? Also, explore the feelings that it brings you, especially when you need to have a difficult conversation that you must bring to the open. This is a self-reflection that allows you to become more focused and engaged. It will help you manage those feelings and also stay in control of your emotions. You also have to know when to introduce a conversation by taking ownership and stating, I have a question that I would like to discuss with you. Next, state your concerns clearly, respectfully, and on point, all while being compassionate. Remember that communication is like playing tennis. One person hits the ball and the other person responds, and vice versa, until both take equal turns in responding and sending. Another example is one of being the receiver and the other the responder, and vice versa. It becomes balancing of effort to listen to be heard. For those who are struggling or have struggled in the past with communication and in setting boundaries, these tools will be very helpful to help you communicate more effectively with your partner. The first thing in creating positive communication is to come together to discuss each other's styles of communication and also to agree on how each one will be heard and validated. And this sets the tone of how you will argue and fight fair to ensure that everyone is heard and also build a common ground for conflict resolution. This is also where respect is honored and boundaries are respected by the two people. The following are 4 ways to learn how to speak up in your relationship. Number 1, coming together in clarity and open-mindedness to accept each other as is. We all have different ways of communicating, especially between male and female. It is also important to understand your personality style of expression by allowing him or her to express his or her feelings freely in a non-judgmental environment. Ephesians 4 verse 2 and 3, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, eager to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. Number 2, discussing each other's love language. This is super important. This is important because it allows you more insight on how your partner feels appreciated and what makes them feel validated and feel loved. Knowing your partner's love language helps you understand what they feel or what they need or what they will need to feel loved and appreciated. Knowing how your partner likes to receive love provides you with a greater understanding of your partner as a whole. Number 3, what expectation do you have about the relationship? Does it match yours? Do they exemplify your values, your morals? And do they want the same thing for the relationship? Shared value is knowing your individual differences, the attitudes, commonalities, and differences, then coming together as one. And this is a priority to know before entering into any relationship. You have to be in the same page as your partner. They must want the same things, because you don't want to hear halfway through your relationship, oh, we don't have much things in common, or we don't seem to see things through the same lens. Number 4, accountability. Again, very important. How to show up and be present to assume responsibility of your part in the relationship, in the disagreements, and also in finding the conflict resolutions. There must be commitment in the relationship and the willingness to work on conflict resolution, fixing the problems together, resolving disagreement, and finding common ground. Even if you don't meet eye to eye, but to work on creating a win-win solution. Keep in mind that attention is needed in the relationship, and not just for good days, but more so during those difficult times, or when a partner is struggling, or when one needs it the most. Always equally across the board. God bless.